Happy Wednesday. This is our third day in John's reading plan, looking at the same story of Jesus' miracle at the wedding in Cana, turning water into wine. And we've said this before, but John writes these stories almost like a diamond where you turn it and you see the light shine through in a different way to get a different color. So today, we're talking about the same 12 verses, John 2, 1 through 12, and I want to talk about what I see when I look at this story. Now, you know how it goes. If you haven't read it already, check out the text. But Jesus fills 6 purification jars to the brim. He says, fill it all the way to the brim. And John tells us that these were 20 to 30 gallons. So if you do the math, what Jesus has done is turn water into wine, but not just like enough wine for the party. They're at the end of this feast. If you calculate that, he's made approximately 1,000 bottles of wine. So like 4,000 to 5,000 glasses, depending on how you pour your bottles of wine, which is over the top abundant. Why so much wine? That's the question I ask as I read this story. Why so much wine? So often I think about God as being stingy or providing just enough to get by. And what this reminds me is that God is over the top generous. Why so much wine? Because Jesus is there to bless people. In the Old Testament, wine in Israel's history, wine is a symbol of blessing. It's good. And so what Jesus is doing is just this over-the-top, abundant miracle that's showing signs about who he is and what he's going to be and do for Israel, but also to keep the party going. So my question for you and for me as we read is, where has Jesus gone above and beyond in your life? I mean, he made more than enough wine, and not just like table wine. We're told when he takes the cup to the chief of the party, the event planner, or maybe the sommelier, they say, where did you get this? This is the good stuff. So Jesus, our God, is not a bare minimum, just enough to get by God. He's like an over-the-top, abundant, way more than you need of the good stuff kind of God. As you reflect on this passage today, I wonder, where in your life has God been abundant? Where has he given you or been more than enough? Write those things down. Write them in a journal. Write them right here in your notebook. Where has God been more than enough? Where he's given you way more of the good stuff than you asked for or expected? And thank him for it. Spend a few moments in prayer thanking him for the abundance, the over-the-top goodness that he's placed in your life. Have a great day.